Okay, today on Overrated or Not, we're going to talk about what is most likely The Who's biggest hit. Bob O'Reilly. A lot of people just want to call it Teenage Wasteland. My dad didn't even know it was called Bob O'Reilly. He just called it Teenage Wasteland. I'm like, Bob O'Reilly, what? So, you know, from the I believe it was 71 album, Who's Next? It is a hugely famous album. It's a great album cover I want to just mention real quick. I think it's almost symbolic because it looks, it's kind of like the monolith from 2001: A Space Odyssey, where all the monkeys are freaking out, all the people are touching it and freaking out. But it's kind of like in modern day society at that point, it's just kind of like, oh, it's a monolith, let's piss on it. I thought that was cool. That's just my own interpretation of what that album cover means. It's just like, whatever. Um, so, what do I actually think of this song? Not overrated at all. Maybe my favorite Who song. Only, probably competition for that. The only competition I think would be, um, Love Reign Over Me, because that's such an emotional, like, that's really an intense song. And there's also, I've Had Enough from Quadrophenia. Quadrophenia is probably my favorite Who album. But my reasoning why it's not overrated, um, this is just, um, just a perfect, I don't know, it's like a perfect song. I mean, okay, it has all the good musical elements. Let's start. Just one of the most amazing utilizations of keyboard and music history. Um, that plays throughout the entire song. We don't even do stuff that cool now with the technology we have. I think it sounds incredible. We do sometimes, I'm sure, but not as memorably. Like, the melody that is played is so awesome. Everything about this song is just striking. It's like a painting, you know. When I think of it, I think of that iconic album cover, for Who's Next. It's just the song on that album. There's lots of great songs on that album. Um, you know, Behind Blue Eyes is beautiful. Won't Get Fooled Again is amazing. And even, The Song Is Over, a very underrated Who song that I recommend you check out if you haven't heard it. But the guitar, it's Pete Townsend, everybody. One of the greatest guitarists to ever live. His playing is, of course, as I said, striking. It's just as awesome in the studio version as when you see him live, and he's doing, it's so cool. It's a great riff. I think great is like an understatement. It's a godly riff, just, three chords struck just the right way. Awesome. Then you have, obviously, maybe the greatest rock drummer ever, debatably, Keith Moon, doing his thing. You get that great, the piano kicks in and the song, dun, 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 doing the riff that the guitar does. And then finally, Keith Moon kicks in into the song, and everything just starts, after that opening drum, it's so great. It's like, oh man, we're in for a treat. And, alright, Roger Daltrey's singing on this song. He's just, it's so good. He's just yelling it. in the most beautiful way you could. It's like, it's like he's on top of a goddamn mountain. He's just going for it. It's incredible. And lyrically, this song is amazing. Pete Townsend said he wrote this song, I believe. He often talked about how he didn't like hippies, right? He didn't like, they didn't accomplish anything, they didn't get shit done. And a long time ago, when I was in, ninth grade, like when I was a freshman, I wanted to be a hippie. Like, I wanted to be like that. And, now, I don't ever want to be a hippie. I want to be me, for one, but I also think that, they had great taste in clothes and music, but other than making music that made people think, I personally don't think they accomplished much. I think they sat there. They got up and put up their signs, but what did that do? It took a long time to get out of the Vietnam War. There's not a lot they could have done. But, they look cool, so there's that. They had those nice locks and stuff. Great music. But, with that being said, I think Pete Townsend wrote this song in response to all that. Like, it's only Teenage Wasteland. We're not all he's actually said in many interviews, it's not we're all wasted like we're drunk. We're all wasting our lives away. We're not doing something to forward our world or, at the very least you can say Pete Townsend accomplished helping, music, pop culture in general, as a whole. He just helped forward it with his brilliant songwriting and his brilliant musicianship. Compositionally, he is just a master. And with all that, lyrically, like I said, this song is very powerful. It's about just, it's relatable at some points, wanting to, let's get together before we get much older. Alone, this is a really memorable lyric, because, I do that all the time. I'm, you're just like, I don't know, I could be doing something really awesome, like making music or something, but instead I'm just going to some party, I'm just doing whatever. There's just so much, I think there's great lyricism here. I'd give better examples, but I don't have the lyrics right in front of me, so I'm not gonna dig through that. But musically, obviously, this song is, I think, perfect. I've heard this song many, many times over the last 8 years, since I was 14 years old, and fell in love with it, fell in love with The Who. And might I add, Pete Townsend is the creator of to an extent, of the concept album, rather the rock opera more than anything, with Tommy and Quadrophenia. I think that is, for one, a huge accomplishment, but two, the way in which he did it was so theatrical in sound and style. It's just awesome. But that's actually completely unrelated, because Who's Next is not a concept album necessarily. Definitely not a rock opera. But I'm just, sorry. Took a moment to suck Mr. Townsend's dick. That being said, yeah, not overrated at all. It's totally earned its fame. Most of the Who's famous songs are well-deserved. Most. Not all, but most. And this is definitely one of them. This is, certainly one of their absolute best songs. Maybe their best. So beautiful every time. So exciting. So, what do you think I should review next? Overrated or not? And tell me if you agree or disagree with this video. Like, if you think that this song is just not up to par with what The Who is capable of, if you think it's trash, or if you think it really is the godly song I think it is, Let me know.